guys, I am back. I still really have to figure out a way to start these. I am so all over the place, it's absolutely ridiculous. I always want to introduce myself. Everyone knows who I am, I feel, or everyone who would watch this does anyway. But if you don't, I am Faye. I am doing a bunch of videos, but I just started. And one of the things that I did was I asked a bunch of my followers to submit questions, so I had something to talk about. Because I get kind of weird when I don't have prompts. I just don't really know what people would find interesting. So thank you to everyone who submitted questions. This should be the second video within this little series of Ask Me Anythings. This one is from, so I'm not sure if it is Constantine or Constantin. I don't know. I'm probably butchering it anyways. I'm so sorry. But thank you for your question and hello. And his question is, what is your definition of happiness? This is the hugest question to me. And I think it's the hugest question to me because in the last year, I started thinking about literally everything a little differently. I started thinking and changing the way I thought about faith, about hope, about happiness, about life. And, I started to do a lot of reading about the universe and connectedness and, all of that stuff. I have always been pretty self-aware. I've always known myself and my flaws and where they come from and all of that stuff. But to know greater has definitely been a change and obviously eye-opening. As someone who has battled depression for a really long time, I can definitely get caught in negativity. So it's kind of hard for me to say that my life has had a lot of happiness, even though from the outside looking in, I think a lot of people would see more happiness than I do or I reflect on. What would make me happy today isn't what would have made me happy a year ago or 5 years ago. And I think that this is a question that's kind of like success. What success is to me now is not the same as what success was to me 5 years ago, 10 years ago. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a dentist or a lawyer or a doctor. I'm none of those things. And had I gone to school for any of those things, oh dear Lord, I couldn't even imagine, because I don't have that type of brain. I don't learn things, that way. I just couldn't see myself as being any of those things. But I thought that that's what successful was when I was young. So happiness to me today, I would say that it is living within gratefulness, which I'm still working on. Accepting my reality, radically accepting my reality, and knowing that I can't change, not that I tried to change other people, but I would try to, change the way that their decisions reflected on me or hit me. And now I try to simply move through that instead of changing it or fixing it or anything like that. I think that a big thing for myself, having not grown up with a ton of money and stuff like that, is not necessarily even being rich, but definitely having financial freedom is huge. Or just not when I say financial freedom, I just really mean not having to worry about being homeless, or like not having enough money for food, or like that stress of being in debt, or you know, like if you want to go out with your friends for a meal, like not having to like specifically look at the menu and choose something that you know that the $12 in your bank account is going to cover, or something like that. Like I've definitely had those times, and I don't live in those times now, and I like that gives me, it's a release of stress, but it also makes me feel free. Um, and so yeah, those things. I think that the only other thing that there's two things that I need. I think I need travel exploration, because that sparks in me curiosity and passion, um, like nothing else does. And I think that that's very like healthy for me to have. Not that I need to travel all the time, but like I do, you know, like to get out there, even if it's a road trip, even if it's, you know, anything like that. I am happier when I am near nature. So since leaving the city, I am happier. Like I live slower. In the summer, I can like go and take off my shoes and like easily find grass and touch the earth and be in the water, and, you know, just be surrounded by forests and nature. And I feel differently when I have those things around me. Like I feel better. And I think that one thing that I'm still working on, but that plays a big part in my happiness, is having love and companionship from people. I don't think I'm the best at that, but doing my best. Like I said, I'm very people picky. I think I talked about that in my last video. And you know, the people I pick, I try to bring with me forever, and just really invest in those friendships and relationships. And sometimes that's difficult because we are always growing, and we're always, you know, moving and having relationships ourselves with other people. And yeah, just but like I think that the main idea change for me with that is that I am trying to leave less people behind, and I am trying to be thankful for all of the friendships that I do have. Yeah. So happiness for me, I guess, lies in all of those things, and like a balance of all of those things. I tend to be happier when my life is just not chaotic. Yeah. So the more balance I have, the more downtime I have, the more like, or like the less noise, the less stress, the less whatever, like I'm definitely more content, and like contentness is a big part of happiness for me. I hope that answers your question. That was a very long-winded answer. Like I said, it probably won't be the same in a year. Maybe we'll do this again in a year and we'll see how it's changed. But that is what it is for right now. So I would love to know what other people view as happiness. Maybe I'll learn some stuff from you. Alright, bye for now, guys.